Let's take a picture of Chloe. Now that we have her back in her old punk rock blue hat, bad attitude kind of ways.
I wish I could tell Chloe how much William cared about her.
Yeah.
Yes, Chloe Price was here. Staying up all night is the best excuse to drink lots of coffee. Even Holmes and Watson didn't use every piece of information. I'm so sorry, William. It's not fair you had to die twice. I should have known just erasing that phone message wouldn't stop the police.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Miss Price, this is Officer Anderson Barry, and since we have your contact info on file here, we'd like you to come by the station on Monday morning at approximately 8 a.m. to answer a few questions about any information you may have regarding... regarding a recent break-in at Blackwell Academy and the fact that your car was identified in the parking lot around the same time. We look forward to clearing this up, Officer Barry, ABPD. Arcadia Bay Police Department. What's this say? Horror Show 2012. How's your day? So what now? Everybody lies. It's a house quote, isn't it?
That snow dough always makes me think of William and Chloe.
And there it is again. Bored. And that's the clues they've collected from Frank's RV.
So close yet so far away.
And David's files.
We have to do 3 main things.
Right. What things?
1. Decipher Frank's logbook. 2. Get Nathan's phone to find out where he's been during the Vortex Club parties with Kate and Rachel. And see whatever hidden shit he's got in his messages.
3. Beat Stepdouche Dan until he tells us about Frank, Nathan, and the darkroom. Too bad I don't have a gun anymore.
Yes, that's the solution. We'll have to do this on our own.
Dude, at least let me kick his ass, then rewind. Fine, whatevs. It's your power.
Which I can't waste on shit like that. Or Blackwell would be in big trouble.
You didn't even let me take that money to pay Frank off.
And I'm glad. We have to be better than that.
I know. You should get busy in the garage to see what dirt you can dig up. I'm gonna cyberstalk some names and see where that leads. Or to who. And be careful of Stepcrack. He's not gonna be a happy camper after you reamed him yesterday and Mom is giving him the boot.
I'm on it, partner.
To whom, right?
I can't abuse this level of my rewind power. It's way
can't?
too dangerous, and I need to navigate the present without messing up the past.
Pancakes!
That's my Chloe.
The Bad Girl's Guide to Guns. Oh my god. Suck. Dad is gone. Fuck all shit life. Okay, this is very different though. This height chart, right? In the other timeline, it started at Chloe 3 months. Weird. Unless she altered it. I mean, we didn't go that far back in time. Huh.
Damn. This is a serious expose on the Prescotts. Finally.
The Prescott's Pan Estates, Haven or Hell, by Craig Kennedy. The name Prescott may not mean much to you or to those outside the edges of a small coastal Oregon town, but this is a name that means quite a bit in Arcadia Bay. A quaint town seemingly stuck in time. Once home to a prosperous fishing and tourism industry, the town has seen much better paydays. despite the local success of the prestigious Blackwell Academy and its football and swimming teams, the Bigfoots and the Otters. Environmental changes in the area have reduced the amount of fish and other sea life, resulting in a stagnant economy and limited tourism. Oddly, the Prescotts have managed to keep their business interests quite profitable. In fact, they are behind an expensive, exclusive housing development known as Penn Estates, to be built into the deep forests near Blackwell Academy. Local Native American groups have already filed various motions against the development, citing widespread destruction of tribal lands and natural resources. That's always an issue. When did Keystone Pipeline stuff come up? I'm gonna look that up. Is that before Life is Strange as well? Keystone Pipeline. It's the English article, of course. After more than 6 years of review, President Barack Obama announced on November 6th, 2015. That's like towards the end of the release of Life is Strange. I think the last episode, like 5, was released around this time, I think. So definitely made before this. His administration's rejection of the 4th phase. Oh, he rejected it. Oh, okay. But yeah, of course. On January 24th, that's like one of the first things he did. Trump signed presidential memoranda to revive both Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. The memorandum is designed to expedite the environmental review process. Indigenous issues. Many Native Americans and indigenous Canadians are opposed to Keystone XL project for various reasons, including damage to sacred sites, pollution, and water contamination. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably the Prescotts behind that. Yep. The first oil pipeline through Alaska was like 1990. It's a newer line in mid USA, yeah. Also, what else? Okay. Oh, I could sit? Sure.
Welcome back to the real world, Max.
I don't think I can ever tell Chloe about what happened.
Oh, did we? Oh, we already did this, right? Yeah, okay. Any new texts? Oh, I have new texts, alright. So this is, genau, I'm speaking German now. Exactly, get that ass in gear now, Max. This was last night when we broke into the principal's office. And this is yesterday afternoon. That's the part we missed in this timeline, right? Chloe writes at 6:26 p.m. That's like a couple hours after we last saw each other and after she was like, man, everything in my life sucks. And we decided to go back in time. Hey man, I suck again. Sorry I got in your face today and took out my bullshit rage on my best friend. Chloe, I understand. You're going through a lot. We all are. Besides, I threw a beanie out the window and busted out my rewind. Okay, that is your one get out of emoji jail free card. But we need to stock up on cigs, coffee, and candy for an all-nighter. We have to get into Rachel and Kate detective mode. Excellent, dear Watson, I'll bring my thinking cap. What's genau mean? Teach me some German, please. Genau is exactly. It means exactly. It's spelled like this, though. I'm gonna type it in chat. Give me a second. No worries, I have a beanie. I'll swim by and pick you up. Sweet, I'll be ready. XOXO, and that was no emoji. Wasn't it? Dad? Oh. So this is, this is from earlier. Hey honey, I just got a weird text warning me that my nosy daughter better stop watching others and look out for herself. Is this some kind of school prank? And it's from a blocked number. Oh, I'm sorry. Some jackass in my class thought that would be funny to send. It's not. I don't like strangers having my number, okay? Me neither, sorry. I'm just being a dad. I know this has been a tough week for you. It's almost over. I'll call you guys later. Love you. Juliet. Hey Juliet, are you busy? Last night at 9:20. No time to be busy. You never text me. What's going down? Besides everything, I was just curious if you ever heard of a guy named Frank who lives in an RV around town. You mean a van down by the river? I heard he's a sketchy meth head. That's about it. Why? Are you doing your own investigation without my help? No, just bored. Talk to you soon. Okay, but you can't keep secrets from ace reporter Juliet Watson. Hello? 12 minutes later. Max is not very good at replying, right? Justin! So, sorry, my phone was in my bag. Hey Justin, you busy? Max Wax, I'm busy blazing. What up? Do you know Frank Bowers? Drugs. That's it. Ask Nathan, he knows him, I think. Okay, I'm on it. Thanks, Justin. For what? Gate. So, Max, how are you? I hope you can still visit me this week. I have some important things to talk about. Of course I'm still coming to visit you. You can't stop me. I miss you and my bunny. We all miss you and your bunny misses you. Yeah, you're such a great friend. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you, Exo Maxo. Warren. Thanks for helping me with my experiment, Dr. Max Steen. I have to give you the credit for blowing me up to an A+ on the test. Yes, I said A+. That's great, but don't give me too much credit. I'm kind of a genius now, so I won't. Check, please. Right, that's all of them. Yeah. Pictures. That's episode 4, Darkroom. What's the next one? What are these called again? I forgot. It's like a little bird's nest. Oh, I know where this is. This is some squirrels, I bet. Some Bigfoot traces. Two Whales Diner, I guess. Skeleton skateboard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta read these at some point. Oh god, and I'm also like 30 pages behind in my notebook. Do I want to do this now? Like, I've read everything about... No, wait. About the first episode's events, basically. Till here, I think. I'm gonna read a little bit, maybe not all of it. So, hello world. This is October 8th. That's 2 days ago, I think. I woke up this morning a different person. Even if nobody knows yet, after yesterday's intense revelations with my rewind power and saving Chloe's life, among the other cray-cray, as Victoria might say, events at Blackwell, I have to assume everything is different now. And I thought exposing my photos to the world was going to be hard. After Chloe dropped me off back at my dorm yesterday, I tried to find out more about that freak snowfall that happened when we were at the lighthouse. But the local meteorologists are stumped so far. I felt so jacked up that I pulled an all-nighter on time and physics research. She's actually pretty good at drawing. That's her room, right? Aww. This is cute. Also, this looks kind of cool. Snowflake. Not being Warren, I ended up knowing less about my situation than when I started. I don't really think that my tornado vision and the snowfall are connected, but at this point I have no fucking clue what to believe. I'm just so glad Chloe and I are a team again. That has to be destiny. Now I have to hit the showers and get ready to meet Chloe for breakfast. Lord knows I need it. I ran into Kate in the showers and she asked for the October Country back. I love that book and definitely need to get my own copy. Of course, when I was in the shower, Victoria and Taylor barged in and totally started ragging on poor Kate about the video. Just to be complete assholes, they wrote the link on the mirror. I truly don't understand how they get off on acting like that. Victoria has everything. What does she gain by being a bully to Kate Marsh? We're supposed to be adults here, but I swear it's like Battle Royale, just without the dystopia and exploding heads. Only Victoria could make me feel dirty in a shower. The plot thickens and I can't get out. So after listening to Victoria and Taylor rag on Kate about the video, I came back to my room to find this creepy photo montage. Only Nathan could be this disturbed. The thought that Nathan was in here actually setting up this weird gallery is way fucked up. I better start being more careful around here. Yeah, start by locking your room. I almost want a surveillance system now. No you don't, Max. This is Victoria putting makeup on, I guess. Shine bright. As if things weren't dramatic enough, I got a creepy text from a private number. Nathan, Victoria, no clue. I really have to start watching my back. I still had to give Kate's book back, so I went to her room. I know she wasn't doing good, but I didn't know how bad until I went in. All the lights were off, blinds closed, like some emo goth den. And Kate is the opposite of emo or goth. She was just crying in the dark, and it was so sad to see her like this. More sad is that I wished I could take a picture of her framed in her expressionist misery. Kate admitted that she thinks something more happened to her than just a video. Plus she told me that Nathan Prescott gave her a ride from the party to the ER. And she thinks he did something to her, but she doesn't remember what. Does it say memories in time? Drawing of Kate, ring ring. And this is... I don't know what this flyer is for. It's hard not to believe Kate, considering what kind of person she is and what kind of person Nathan is. I've seen for myself exactly what that fucker is capable of. Of course, Kate asked if she should go to the police and the principal. I told Kate she should absolutely go to them. Other people could be in danger, but Kate also said she would use me as a backup, which kinda scares me because of this text thread. Should I be getting this involved when somebody's obviously stalking me or worse already? This is getting freakier than I can handle. Supermax, not. You have your rewind, Max, you'll be fine. Squirrel, and I love Oregon. I ran into Warren, or rather, Warren was waiting to run into me. Naturally, he wanted to know what the hell happened in the parking lot with the Chloe and Nathan show. Once again, I felt like a dick, because I should have gotten a hold of Warren to see if he was okay after we just left him in the lot. I do owe Warren. I only told him a little about what was going on with Nathan. The less he knows, the better for him. I would love to at least tell him about my ability to fucking reverse time and space, but ironically I don't think it's the right time or space. Besides, he would want to marry me immediately, just so he could have his own human time machine, or capture me for scientific experiments, or make me go to the drive-in with him. Oh wait, he did try and get me to go to the drive-in with him, and I refused. I'm not really in the mood this week, and I also don't want to lead him on. Good on you, Max. Well, good on us, I guess. We made that decision. Before catching the bus out to meet Chloe, I saw Nathan talking to David, which made me nervous. Otherwise, I had a nice soundtracked ride to the Two Whales Diner. Talk about going back in time. I haven't seen the diner in 5 years, but it looks exactly the same. Although there are way less fishermen and way more dumped food carts than when we were kids. Chloe and I are the best backdrop to play pirate, old ships and a big ocean. Chloe was late, duh, so I was happy to be distracted by seeing Joyce again. The diner is like a museum piece, except with customers. Better still, the food hasn't changed at all. Joyce seemed really glad to see me again, and she didn't give me a guilt trip for not staying in touch. After William died, she wanted to move forward with a new life and husband. Chloe doesn't want to accept that. Joyce naturally gave me shit for corrupting Chloe with my devil weed, though I'm not sure she even believed it was mine. What could I say? I can see she actually loves David, even if I don't see how. The breakfast was so worth the grief, though. Was it Bakery Fund or something from 8 AM? I like how this is more like a scrapbook than a journal actually, right? Makes me want to do something like this as well, even though I'm not a teenage girl. So much drama and I haven't even finished my breakfast. Finally Chloe showed up, more bubbly than I would have thought after almost getting killed in the bathroom. It makes me happy to see her smile, but that smile meant trouble, since all she really wanted was for me to show off my rewind power. So I did, and I have to admit, I felt like a total boss. Except I did start feeling weak and woozy the more I rewound. I even got a nosebleed, which kind of freaked me out. Chloe always wants more, so she demanded we go to her top secret lair. She still had to get pissed off at me because I dared to answer Kate's call. I'm not a fan of Chloe's petulant side. She tried to make me feel like an ass, but screw that. Kate was so happy I answered, I actually felt worse for her. Chloe has to know. I can't have two friends at once. Just when I thought shit couldn't get any crazier, Chloe took me to her secret lair, the city dump. The city dump. Perfect for Halloween, like where the vehicle and appliance ghosts of Arcadia Bay come to rot and rust. Urban dystopia porn. But instead of taking cool photos, Chloe had me do some silly kind of fun gun tricks. Until the guy Chloe owes money to showed up, some skeevy guy called Frank. He demanded Chloe pay him back, or else. I was shocked that he wasn't the loan shark I had expected, but I could literally feel his bad vibe. I still can't see how my best friend ended up involved with a loser like Frank. Things got truly crazy when Frank took Chloe's gun, or should I say David's gun, and now we have to worry about one more lunatic after Chloe. And maybe me. Chloe really flipped out when she saw that Frank was wearing one of Rachel Amber's bracelets. That means we definitely have another suspect. This is so not how I intended to spend my time back in Arcadia Bay. I'm not a teen girl, you're so out of here, yeah. I did actually have a journal once. When I was a teen boy. I think I started writing it when I was like 13 or something. Kept it up for a couple of years. But it was all like, I all wrote it like on the computer, never by hand. It wasn't ever a scrapbook. But yeah. After all that drama-rama volume 33, Chloe and I ended up taking a walk along the tracks deep in the woods. We both needed to hear nothing but the sounds of nature and wildlife. And the train whistle, I guess. I was shaking inside from our encounter with Frank, and though Chloe fronts tough, I could tell she was shaken too. She told me everything about Frank, which explains why she was trying to blackmail Nathan. It shocks me that the girl I grew up with watching SpongeBob ended up in such a scary orbit. Still, I felt safer with her at my side, and I was glad we had a moment of peace. So it probably wasn't the best idea to lay down on the tracks and wax about life, you think? As Chloe's leg got caught in the rail just as the goddamn train showed up. Of course I was off trying to take a photo for my portfolio, and then I had another quick flash of my tornado vision. I could see it, almost feel it, tearing the sky apart. My head felt like it was exploding, like in that 80s film The Scanners. Or Scanners. Just as fast as the vision came in, it disappeared. I may be in denial about what this apocalyptic image means, or doesn't. Yeah, you may be. Then I heard Chloe screaming for help, and I was shit in kittens. Her foot was stuck in the damn rail, and naturally the train was coming round the mountain. I was pretty proud of myself for coming up with a drastic, if not destructive, solution to saving Chloe once again, but just in case this journal ever falls into the wrong hands, it's going to remain our BFF secret, so there. Our morning adventure over, Chloe dropped me off back at my campus. She was so sweet and said this had been the best week of her life, despite everything. That made me feel so awesome. Chloe really sees us like we're taking over the world. But what if I hadn't been able to use my rewind power to get her off the tracks? Chloe might have to lower her expectations, and so will I. What, lower expectations to being okay with dying? Or what? That's the dorms. That's Kate. And that's a Rose, I suppose? Alright. Speaking of expectations. David Madsen stopped to talk to me without being a total prick. I thought he was going to bust me for taking the heat for Chloe's weed, but we just talked a little, and for the first time I felt kinda sorry for David. He is a veteran. I know he probably saw awful things in combat. He said he doesn't want to fight with Chloe or me, but all the shit he's pulled in treating Kate like she's a suspect just makes it hard to get along. But I promise to try, for world peace. Something odd happened, as if everything happening isn't bizarro. But I saw Kate having an intense conversation with Mr. Jefferson, and she ended up practically running away from him in tears. I wish I could have casually asked, "Oh, by the way, what's up with Kate?" Like he would tell me anyway. I know Kate treats Jefferson like he's an apostle or something, so what did he say to make her so upset? Just when I was feeling good about Chloe and me, I walk into Jefferson's class and see Nathan and Victoria actually sitting on my desk. Unreal. As all bookends. Kate Marsh almost killed herself. My hands are still shaking, but I have to write this down while I can. Right at the start of Jefferson's class, Kate went to the roof of the girls' dorm to jump. Every student and teacher was watching her like it was a Blackwell rooftop concert. I saw her actually jump, but I was just about able to use my rewind to get her back on the roof. I tried harder than I ever did, and somehow I stopped time entirely. I made it to the roof, but again my head felt like it was going to blow up. I knew that I couldn't just keep rewinding to save Kate. I had to try and talk her down on my own. She was already in so much pain over the video and the bullying, so she wasn't going to buy everything I tried to tell her. You see movies with people trying to talk somebody out of suicide, but it's very different when I'm the one doing the talking. I covered everything I could, and Kate almost jumped anyway. Cliché or not, I told her how much her friends and family love her, even if they don't all show it now. Lo and behold, Kate stepped back from the ledge, alive. I almost cried in her arms. Not almost. Max, not almost. That's Kate's bunny here. And I like this little watercolor here. It's almost like angel wings. My dear. I know this isn't about me, though I have to admit it was an amazing feeling to walk arm in arm with Kate from the roof to outside the dorm. Like I said, the whole school and police were watching us, almost completely silent. Then I heard what sounded like Logan yelling out, "Give it up for Max!" and everybody started to clap and cheer. Talk about surreal. The people who ignored me or treated me like crap suddenly crushing on me. That might be the strangest thing that's happened to me this insane week. And that made me wonder if Victoria was watching and how she felt about all this. I almost wanted to find her just to get in her smug face for enabling Kate's suicide attempt. Such cruel bullshit. Though, to be fair, Victoria wasn't the only one that was responsible. Nathan Prescott seemed to have disappeared, which was probably a good thing. Take me back. And after all that, I still had to talk to the police and give a statement. Felt so weird to do since I've seen pretty much every police procedural show. I had to lie my ass off when he questioned me about the other students, because I just don't think the police are ever going to find out what happened. Yes, this looks like a job for Supermax, right? Though, of course, I do love it when Chloe calls me that, even though I don't feel that everyday heroic for helping Kate down. Maybe it's wrong for me to think I have to feel anything, but to feel anything but grateful that Kate didn't jump. What was really odd was when all the students and faculty staff surrounded me and Kate then started patting our backs and shoulders like we were heroes. I wasn't sure how to respond, considering Kate almost threw herself off the roof because of everybody at school, but like I said, I can't blame everybody, and I still don't really know where to point all my fingers. The very best thing was that even though Kate was still in tears and confused, I definitely saw her smile once she realized how happy everybody was that she was still alive. I smiled too. The police and paramedics swooped in, and then Kate was covered in a blanket and gently escorted to the ambulance. They didn't thank me or look at me like I was a hero. I guess they're used to saving people without applause. True. But if I'm super honest, I feel pretty cool. Like, I got a hug from the whole school, so maybe Blackwell Academy isn't totally bad. Emergency Medical Technician, Oregon. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to see all of this, right? So it's kind of neat to read up on it in the journal. So that's Jefferson and the principal, of course. It's not enough that Kate is alive, and though I'm not enough of an egomaniac to take the credit, I still had to get the Blackwell third degree from Principal Wells. It was bizarre to be in his tacky office with Nathan Prescott, David Madsen, and Mr. Jefferson calmly talking about why Kate would attempt suicide. I was quiet but giddy inside, just replaying in my head the moment when Kate stepped toward me with a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Still, I ended up telling the principal that I saw Kate crying after she talked with Mr. Jefferson. I wasn't trying to blame him, I just thought it was important information. Maybe I fucked up. Narking, I guess, on the... Narsing? On the one person I respect the most at Blackwell. I could see Mr. Jefferson was disappointed in me too. The principal was more upset, because he pulled Jefferson out from representing the school at the Everyday Heroes contest. I didn't expect that at all, so I'm confused right now. How can I keep going to Mr. Jefferson's class after I ruined his reputation? And do I still have to give him a photo for the contest? After being grilled in the principal's den, I hung out with Warren on the lawn so I could feel grass under my feet and watch the fluffy clouds. He's such a sweetheart. He kept telling me how proud he was that I stopped Kate from jumping. I don't believe that I did, but I have to say it's better to be treated like a hero at school than like a twee loser. Still, I told Warren that something ominous is happening at Blackwell Academy. Rachel, Amber, Chloe, and now Kate have all been victims. Not to mention me if I keep playing amateur detective. Wish I could have let Warren know about my power, but it's not the right time, as if anything is the right time anymore. And to make the day on the most surreal note possible, the sky went dark and we watched a solar eclipse that was not announced on the news or any astronomy side. What is happening to Arcadia Bay? Oh, you have 16 pages left. Oh yeah, let's do the rest, I guess. Narc is like FBI, and so being a narc is giving up secrets on a friend. Oh, okay, that makes sense. October 9th. Dear Diary, I have the power to rewind time and ended up on a rooftop trying to stop my friend from jumping off while trying to prevent the possible destruction of my hometown. I fell asleep at my desk and woke up reaching out to rewind or grab Kate. I remember when my journal entries were about which anime character I wanted to be, or my dreams of being a respected globe-hopping photographer, or what me and Chloe would be doing when we were finally adults. At least we know how that turned out so far. Chloe's determined to get to the bottom of what's going on, so I've been playing what would Chloe do with me, which means blowing off my Blackwell homework to research everything. Everything I can find on Kate Marsh, Rachel Amber, and the esteemed Prescotts. It would be too easy peasy if they were all connected, but at this point, I think the whole town of Arcadia Bay is connected to this crazy shit. I can already see the story on the National Geographic Channel. Mystic, scientific, or apocalyptic, the Arcadia Bay tornado. Shudder. Speaking of fear, I still think about Kate and the sadness in her eyes on that roof. I'm so grateful she's alive. I love seeing the students at Blackwell show their support for her with gifts and flowers. Finally. What's this? This looks like a little teddy bear, and this is, I don't know. Is this like a little animal being fed, or? Also a pretty sweet drawing of Chloe. So that's cool that I got Mr. Jefferson in trouble, and he won't be representing Blackwell at the Everyday Heroes contest. I don't blame him for what happened to Kate. Yes, he should have listened to her, but it's not fair he can't attend the event. Now the winner has to hang out with Principal Wells. I hope Victoria wins. But one of my heroes probably hates me. Yay, Max. Leave it to Chloe to make me sneak out past curfew and demand I meet with her in front of the main building in the dead of night. I knew Chloe would be all over investigating the campus after what happened to Kate here. This just makes Chloe more desperate to find out what's happening to Rachel, if anything. It's funny that even though I think I can just rewind myself out of trouble, I'm in more trouble now than ever before in my life. If this was a Twilight Zone story, I'd be getting set up for some serious irony. Like I'm going to rewind myself out of existence or something. Oh, that's another series I need to desperately like catch up on and watch, is Twilight Zone. It's from the 50s, I think. But it's like really cool, and a lot of the stories basically laid the groundwork for like half of the science fiction tropes we have today. Very original at the time. I've seen like 2 or 3 or 4 episodes, and they were already really cool, but I've never really gotten into it. I think there's like over 100 episodes or something. Can I honestly say I'll have this ability for the rest of my life? Are the tornado, the snow, and the eclipse just hallucinations, or are they genuine prophecy? More importantly, is this a curse or a blessing? Chloe is alive and by my side, and that has to be a miracle, which means there must be a way to stop my vision from coming true, right? So yes, I broke curfew to hook up with Chloe. To hook up with Chloe? Wording there, Max. She said she had something to show me. Looks like it's time for some serious detective work. Almost like Max is knowing what's gonna happen. Keymaster Chloe. Enter the Blackwell Ninjas. As I stealthily made my way out of the hall, I passed by Kate's door and saw all the nice messages from other students. Too bad most of Blackwell didn't care when they passed around the video and bullied her to that roof. Everybody always cares when it's too late. At least Kate will see that people are on her side, finally. I hope I can visit her when all this blows over. Maybe that's not a good choice of words. Damn, that was too close. I was doing so well until I got outside, and of course it was Principal Wells of all people blocking the way. The one person I least wanted to see. I wasn't ninja enough for him, so yeah, he busted me. But I finally got to see that the gossip was true for a change. The gossip that he's a drunk, of course. Principal Wells was shit-faced. He didn't even try to hide it. In fact, he was a lot cooler drunk than sober. I can see why he's so confused, dealing with Kate's family and the Prescotts and David Madsen. He still acts suspicious and gives me way too much toot, as he would say. Nobody says that seriously. But I can see that he's under a lot of pressure. So much that he's so wasted he can't even use his keys at midnight. Sure, he was in my way, but he was no match for my rewind power. After all, I had to go and meet Chloe. Bad Max. Even though I thought I was in full ninja mode, Chloe still scared the shit out of me, which pissed me off considering what I've been going through. Sometimes she's so damn insensitive to other people's feelings. She wants all my attention for her and finding Rachel, and she gets all buttered if I don't have time for her. Obviously, I have time in hand, but I can't stay mad at her for long, and she was so damn excited about having the keys to the main building, and honestly, I was pretty amped up too. Even more so when we went to the front of the building and spied on Victoria, talking smack about me, shocked. And worse, actually trying to blackmail Mr. Jefferson to pick her photo for the Everyday Heroes contest. She's freaking unreal. I give Mrs. Jefferson major respect for telling her to get lost, even though she deserved to be expelled for pulling that crap. This is her priority after what happened with Kate. I just don't understand Victoria, no matter how I try. She's already rich, pretty, and a good photographer. Why try so hard and hurt so many to manipulate everything already in your favor? I just hope that's not what I'm doing with my rewind power. Yes, there's something incredibly awesome about breaking into your own school at the witching hour. Although Chloe was technically right, how can we break in with a key? Never mind that was a stolen key from the school's head of security. Anyway, the Blackwell ninjas strike again. Very old. Oh, you mean Twilight Zone, probably. Yeah, that's pretty old. So cool to stalk the halls when it's dark and quiet. What's this picture? Oh my god, who is this? Do otters get songs stuck in their head, I guess? Karki? Even with so many terrible things happening all around us, I felt like Chloe and I were walking towards the center of a great cosmic mystery, something bigger than any of us. But we kinda suck as Master Spies since we didn't have a key for the principal's office. No worries with my rewind power at hand, and of course Dr. Warren Graham. He came through with a bitchin' mini-bomb made of sodium what the fuck ever. I probably learned more putting those ingredients together than the entire semester so far. Sorry, Miss Grant. Warren is a star student here. He tries so hard to help, maybe too much, but what's wrong with that these days? I'm so grateful he's on my team. Talk about being in the Sancto Sanctorum. Thanks Latin class I barely passed, of Blackwell. I did feel freaking weird about being in the principal's office after midnight, going through his files and laptop with Chloe. She was way into it. Technically, we could be arrested and thrown in jail, yikes. I just pretended that we were on a very special episode of The Wizards of Waverly Place. You know, just a couple of wacky Sherlocks investigating the school for a good cause. Yeah, that helped. Okay, I'm gonna look that up. I've never heard The Wizards of Waverly Place before. Come over here, browser. Right. The Wizards of Waverly Place. Is an American fantasy teen sitcom which ran from October 2007 to January 2012 on Disney Channel. Alright. Stars Selena Gomez, David Henry, and Jake T. Austin. Alright. As 3 wizard siblings with magical abilities. I've seriously never heard of this. Is that what made Selena Gomez famous? Might be. Children's program. Alright. Next. While we didn't find the proof, we found Nathan's file had a weird drawing in it that just said Rachel in the darkroom over and over. This episode's called The Darkroom, remember? You barely knew of it either? Yeah. So that's a major clue that Nathan is involved in this somehow. Or he's just insane. Why not both? But his note also referenced David M, which means that we absolutely have to find a way into David's secret bunker files, for a good cause. That's what we'll be doing next. But Chloe just can't help herself, and she actually wanted to take $5,000 in cash marked handicap fund. Cause that's gotta be legit, am I right? I can't think of a faster route to Karma Hell, but it would have paid off Chloe's debt to Frank. I stopped her, but it kind of bothers me that Chloe can be so selfish like that. I'm not going to let anything happen to her, but I can't just let her do anything she wants. Mad Max? More like Mummy Max. Despite all the usual breaking in and blowing up office hijinks, Chloe decided what we needed more than anything was to take a night swim in the otter's lair. I was so giddy and rebellious that I was like, oh yes, we shall swim. We didn't completely skinny dip, but close enough to get in big trouble no matter what. I don't know why we were so careless after being so careful. Yeah, I think this is the start of what you missed last week, right? It was a pretty cute scene, actually. I love that Chloe brings out the I just don't give a fuck side of me. Even if that hasn't always served her well. She deserved a moment of not giving a shit. Me too. Just two friends goofing around in the pool. I fear those youthful shenanigans might soon be a thing of our past. God, I'm starting to sound like one of the teachers at Blackwell. Chloe and I had a nice chat about our lives since I left. We talked about dumb boys and girls and why they're trouble, especially for me. I feel like a groupie when I talk to Chloe about her life experience. She has me so beat. I take pictures, she takes action. Speaking of actions, or action, we had to seriously bounce when security showed up. Duh. How quiet could we be in the swimming pool? Plus, after leaving a trail of our Blackwell handiwork. It was so intense and exciting to get past its security guards. They had serious spotlight power, so it wasn't exactly easy to stealth our way past, especially as we had to bail in Chloe's junker. But like I said, intense and exciting, hella like Chloe Price. Aww. Even though my body smelled like I'd been doused in chlorine, it was so nice to crash in Chloe's room for the first time in 5 years and wake up next to her like our old sleepovers. For some reason, it reminded me of the time we were going to TP one of the neighbors' houses, and we even snuck out, but got chicken and ran back home, laughing all the way. I remember waking up the next day, and Joyce was making one of her delish breakfasts downstairs, and Chloe smiled at me like we were in the most secret club in the world, or at least Arcadia Bay. We were pirates, damn it. After our academic espionage last night, I felt the same way. It's just that now the stakes are much higher and much more dangerous. I even ended up in some of Rachel Amber's clothes since mine were trashed. A banty and ripped jeans, so not me. But I haven't found my style yet, so why not have some fun experimenting with a new outfit? Speaking of experiments, Chloe dared me to kiss her. So I did. She probably thought I'd wuss out. Why? It wasn't that big a deal. Though it was cute the way she was kind of embarrassed after and said she would tell Warren. Besides, I think Chloe sees Rachel Amber in her future. When I went down to breakfast, Joyce actually called me Rachel, which just seems so wrong considering how beautiful she is and how boring I am. I guess my new outfit really is working its magic. I ended up helping Joyce make breakfast, just like when I was a kid on a sleepover. It's odd how quickly you can fall back into an old routine. So I must have set off Joyce's nostalgia mode, since she busted out your old photo album. I'm one of the few people who loves checking old pictures. What was that Alfred Hitchcock line about film being pieces of time, like Mr. Jefferson said? So are photographs. I do think she wanted me to see her new husband in a better light. When David was happy or laughing with Joyce in a picture, I wanted to say, "And who's that?" Plus, I'm sure it's no accident that there was a photo of Rachel wearing the exact same clothes I had on. She truly is stunning, and somehow looked more punk rock than Chloe. The truly heartbreaking image was the last photo William Price ever took, Chloe and I making pancakes in the kitchen. Joyce really misses that joyful, optimistic girl. I know she's still there. When Chloe smiled at me this morning, I saw her. The picture seemed to sum up everything we had as children and lost as adults. Whatever being an adult means. Fight. Which was a perfect cue for Chloe to bounce into the room and start shit with Joyce. This gave me cruel cover. Cruel cover? So I could sneak into the garage and finally unlock David Madsen's extreme files. So today I finally found out what was in David's secret files, and I admit I expected it to be worse. Really? I'm relieved that it wasn't, so maybe I'm going easier on him than I should. No surprise that he had detailed files on Kate and Rachel, listing their whereabouts along with surveillance pics. David isn't off my shit list yet, but he's a damn good investigator, I'll give him that. It's clear that Frank and Rachel had some kind of relationship. And I don't think Chloe's going to be very happy to hear that. She needs to start waking up. We all do. Wake up, sheeple! When David came home, things escalated quickly. He looked more upset than usual, but shrugged when he saw me wearing Rachel's clothes. He was so on edge. Maybe I'll never get to see the David that Joyce loves so much. She and Chloe really let him have it, though. This was the first time I saw them bond since we were kids. Suddenly, I couldn't take it anymore either, and I kinda blew up. It was like a torrent that felt awesome. I've been wanting to rip into David like that myself for a long time. I figured, worst case scenario, hello rewind power, but I wanted Joyce to know the depth of his weird paranoia. So she looked so sad and angry when I told her about the photos of Rachel and Kate, not to mention the home surveillance. Joyce kicked his ass out of the house, to Chloe's glee. Despite David's evidence and the bracelet, Chloe refused to believe Rachel was involved with Frank. This is a part of Chloe I don't much like. She gets so damn petulant if she doesn't get her way. Or if she hears something she doesn't like. Serious denial. I get why, but that doesn't make dealing with it any easier. So I threw my hands up and suggested we check out Frank's RV. I knew that would piss Chloe off, and she would do anything to find out what kind of relationship he had with Rachel. We lost control. And there's the whales. But first, we had to get the damn keys to the RV, which meant going into the Two Whales diner and bouncing like a rewind pinball between Frank, Nathan Prescott, and Officer Barry, and fucking with all of them. I'm still dizzy thinking about how I pulled it off. Yay for Max. Sometimes I feel like I'm just cheating at life. The first thing we had to do was get Frank's scary dog out of the RV, so we did the classic cartoon give a dog a bone routine, and Cujo became Scooby-Doo just like that. Frank's RV was pretty much what I expected, drug dealer trash chic. But it wasn't as serial killer as I feared. We ransacked the place and found what Chloe didn't want us to find. Yeah, pictures like this of Rachel. I'm sorry Chloe had to see the pictures of Rachel posing for Frank, even if she did care about him. To her, it's just another betrayal, just another loved one dumping on her. Everybody she ever loved, she lost one way or another. Only I came back from the past. For what? To make Chloe's life more painful? I just wish I could use my rewind power to go all the way back to the days when we were covered in pancake flour. Life was simple. I found Chloe's gun, or should I say David's gun, and decided not to give it back to her. I honestly don't feel that she's any safer with it, especially considering how stupid she acts with it. But I don't want Frank coming after Chloe. I just have to make sure she doesn't. He doesn't. October 10th, Dear Diary. Enjoy the journey. Aww. Let's never do the time warp again. I can't even begin to explain what happened. If I think too hard about the ramifications, my brain might melt. When I try to describe it, it's as if I'm describing something that happened to somebody else. Chloe was so upset when we discovered that Rachel had actually been involved with Frank Bowers, and she just blew up. I can never talk to her when she's like this, and I just get so tired of having to walk on eggshells around her emotions. She still blames William for a messed up life, no matter how much she knows she's being unfair. I can't say that I wouldn't be just as messed up, not that I'm not in my own way. In my room, all I could think was, I wish I could go back in time and help Chloe. And suddenly I was looking at the photograph William had taken of us on the day he died, and it started pulsing like it was 3D, like I could see inside the photograph. Then I found myself actually back in the photo. To when I was 13 years old, I was back in Chloe's kitchen in the year 2008. with Chloe and William. Right before he left to pick up Joyce for the last time. Since my power somehow morphed to this new level of rewind, I decided that there was no way I was going to let William die again. So I played hide the keys until he had no other option but to take the bus. I was so happy I actually saved William. I never thought about what could go wrong. I knew I was screwed when I came out of my epic rewind and saw Victoria chase. But now she was my friend, and I was a member of the Vortex Club, enough said. My hair's getting pulled by the stars again. I knew I had screwed up, and then I felt sick thinking about what might have changed with Chloe. I had a clue when I saw David Madsen driving the school bus. He sure didn't look so threatening anymore. I didn't want to know how he ended up as a bus driver instead of with Joyce. I felt my heart drop when I rushed to Chloe's house, so when William opened the door, I prepared myself for the worst. That's when Chloe rolled forward in her wheelchair, paralyzed from the neck down. I didn't even know what to say, so I covered my mouth in a typical gesture of shock and stupid. But Chloe's smile was so genuine and beautiful, I almost cried. I had to adjust to everything without freaking out or telling Chloe that I'd actually altered time and space to save her father, but get her in a car accident so she can never walk again. The thing is, she was still Chloe, just minus all the rage. This Chloe was just grateful to be alive and have a family watching over her. Chloe begged me to spend the night, and of course I did. I noticed how run-down parts of their home were, compared to before. I saw the incredible expensive equipment that Chloe now requires, including a new garage room. Sorry, David. Even though I felt awful and disconnected, Chloe was just so bubbly and excited to hang out with me again, especially since I flaked on her pretty hardcore after the accident. Even in an alternate universe, I'm a shitty friend. Chloe's world was so new and unique to me, especially her strength and kindness and pain. She needed a whole pharmacy to get through the day. I didn't feel sorry for her, I felt in awe with her attitude. This Chloe didn't blame anybody for her condition, even though she had all the right. We strolled down the beach and saw the beach whales that proved something bad was happening in both realities. And then Chloe asked me to put her to sleep. The accident left her body pretty much broken. Her lungs stopped working properly and she was basically dying a slow, painful death. She also felt so guilty about her parents' sacrifice and dwindling income. She wasn't erratic or tortured about this request, just practical, which made me feel even more terrible for putting her in this situation. I agreed to help her, simply because she explained that she wanted to have a choice for the last time in her life. How could I argue with that? Especially since I knew I screwed up her entire universe by making a simple decision. And I knew I would have to go back eventually and accept the timeline that had actually happened. So Chloe and I had one last movie night watching Blade Runner, falling asleep to the sounds of Vangelis, and then I woke up. I put my best friend to sleep forever. After my visit to Chloe's new world, I knew it was time to go max to the future. I'd seen the result of my temporal tampering, and I got scared thinking my new power wouldn't even work anymore. That would have been cruel karma. Fortunately, I was able to project myself into the photograph once again and undid everything I had done. Goodbye, William. Again. Hello, David. Again. And that's it. Or do we actually get more text messages? Maxine, what the heck's going on with the weather up there? Are they doing military tests or something? You're right in the eye of a storm. No comment. I've kept Lisa alive through all this, so we're still safe. As long as you're around. Now back to the books. Talk soon. XOMXO. And Courtney. Hey girlfriend, let me know when you want to come by my room and I'll give you a fashion makeover. Oh, thanks Courtney. I'm swamped with homework now, but I'll check with you later. Thanks again for the offer. Alright, I think now we've read everything. Is she making new entries? No, alright. Got it all. Alright. Let's go on with the game then.